Hello, welcome beautiful vibrant souls who are Pisces or have big Pisces placement to welcome to your month ahead reading, which is going to be looking at the month of February 2024 to look at your love energies and predictions. So this is going to be exciting. So with that, I want to dive into it. I do want to say for you guys, I was picking up this like image of kind of not quite cherry blossoms, but something kind of like that. There's a softness coming through in the energy. There's a nostalgia. There's almost like a wistfulness about the type of, I feel like, relationship that you want to have, whether you're missing somebody in particular or it's just like, this is the kind of connection I really want. And I feel like somebody in the month of February is going to be like trying to comfort you, right? Whether you know this person or not, yet, trying to kind of comfort you, trying to kind of show you that there is still love out there, that there's still like the kind of love that you want exists. I don't feel this is something they're not like, there's not an energy of like pulling out all the stops, but there's an energy here of being very soft, very comforting. This person's major love language could be words of affirmation or physical touch. But that's kind of what I'm picking up. So let's see what you get for your major love energy for the month of February. These cards are just like, they're like flinging themselves all over the place. So there could be some emotional kind of, purging or ups and downs that you're dealing with. That's going to be like 4 different cards. All right, what is the major energy for my sweet Pisces in their love life in February 2024? Oh, it's this one. Separation. Okay. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Okay, I want to look at this one but not take it. It's safe for you to love. So for some of you, and then children is at the bottom, your love life is being affected by children. For some of you, you might be having to spend some time apart. It doesn't have to be like separated, capital letters, but you might have to be spending time apart from a loved one, possibly due to something like a commitment with children. So like, let's say you, I'm almost picking up this energy if that you were dating somebody, and they lived in a different location than like a co-parent. They might have to travel to that co-parent to like help out with something with their child. For some of you though, like I was talking about, there's a nostalgia and a wistfulness, right? With somebody that you're in separation from. I feel like as well, you both feel it in some capacity, right? Because this person's reaching up to this individual, this person's clutching their heart, right? There's a sense here where you might still be very spiritually connected, possibly psychically connected with this person. For some of you, like I said, there's a reason why you're gonna be apart. And I feel like if that's the case, there's some sadness in like preparing for that. And this person is trying to be very gentle with you, right? Whether it's like you're separating and it's like this person's trying to let you down very gently, or you're about to, maybe your partner's got to go travel for work or something like that for the next month, or they'll be gone for a portion of February. This person's trying to like console you. For some, this person, your partner is like, or your person is going to be gone for Valentine's Day and it's like bumming you out, and they might want to do something really special for you while they're gone, like before they leave, or like set something up for while they're gone. But let's get some more details about what this is talking about. Teaching and learning. Okay. I'm going to look at the bottom in a second of the deck, the bottom of the deck. Something I'm immediately getting. We have 5 and 7 that reduces to a 12 and that reduces to a 3. So there's a sense here where there could be communication with somebody you've been in separation about, or you've been in separation with, excuse me. There could be communicating. Wow, I'm really having a hard time all of a sudden. There could be communication about something that's happened in separation. How it's made them feel to be away from you. For those of you where you've been in separation with somebody and they're reaching back out, there's a sense here where I feel like you're finally getting to be very honest with them at an emotional level. Sorry if you can hear my stomach rumble. At an emotional level about what separation has been like for you. Maybe you, pardon my itchy nose, maybe you didn't get the chance to say that before. I'm almost getting with the curtain the way it is. See how it's like, it's dark, but it's, slightly drawn. It's kind of like you're sort of like pulling back the curtain and revealing to them what that's been like. And it's like they're like talking like about like the dark days and stuff. I do kind of see that here. So let's see, it's at the bottom. Completion. Okay. For those of you where your partner or your person, even if they're not, your committed partner yet, has to be away from you, has to be traveling, they got to go wrap something up, right? I'm picking up a heavy co-parent energy if that's the case. Does not have to be. Same thing for work. They have to go wrap something up that really needs to get addressed, something where they might be in like a teacher, mentor, or leadership position. So they're like, I gotta go, I gotta go cross the T's, dot the I's, like I gotta put a point on this. And I do see that. They could be going to speak at like a conference kind of a thing. I'm going to take a sip of my water. If that's the case, they will miss you. They will miss you while they're gone. They're going to make sure you know that. For some, if this is somebody that you are separating out from, I feel this very like emotionally evocative kind of energy again, where it's like they might be, you guys might be separating. It could technically be mutual. It might even be something that they initiated, but again, I'm really drawn to the person clutching, their heart. They really want to communicate that any kind of separation energy, they want to like talk about it and communicate it in such a way that you know how special and important you are to them. What was it at the top? It's safe for you to love. They don't want this to be, and then under that was express your love. They don't want this to be, excuse me, whatever the reason is that you guys are separating, I'm so sorry. They don't want you to feel like they don't want you to be guarded and jaded against love in the future. So if this is a conversation, and you'll know if that applies to you, like if you're in a good relationship, or you're not in something established, that's not going to apply, right? And it kind of feels like, for those of you who that's the energy, this person wants to, like I was saying, like almost let you down gently, but this person, it's not even just let you down gently. This person wants to acknowledge at a deep spiritual level, you guys could both be water signs, but acknowledge at a deep level how much this relationship has taught them, how much they've grown in the process. They really want to honor this relationship, even though it's ending. Again, for some, there's like something where maybe they have to leave for school. Maybe they get offered a job and it's like, I really have to go. For some, this person has children and the co-parent is like moving out of state, and this person has a choice about whether or not to stay where they are or also move out of state to be closer to their child, and they're going to choose to be closer to their child. And it's not personal to, you or anybody else in their life, but it's about wanting to really, like, being a good parent might be a huge priority for them. But it feels like you guys, if that's the case, if a relationship is coming to a close, this person wants to be as loving and as gentle as possible, because it's not about them not wanting to be with you. It's about the fact that they feel called to somewhere else for a really big, important reason. And for those of you who are like single as a Pringle, there's nothing going on. I do feel like this energy, sorry, I've got like a little bit of an itch. I do feel this energy that you might be in separation with somebody, waiting to see what happens, waiting to come back. And you might kind of have this energy with teaching and learning where like some lessons are coming full circle. You're understanding some of the things that you were working on in that relationship. But for those of you who are like in that situation, I do feel like there's somebody else who's going to be coming in and trying to get your attention. So I know there's a lot of different scenarios, but we're going to try to pull. So what is the overarching tarot message? Ooh, okay. The Ten of Cups. There is a completion and a fulfillment here. You're going to end up being happy with whatever insight or awareness is shared, whatever you kind of, intuitively come to know and come to understand. I'm wanting to almost pull, I know you can't see, but I have like card here, card here, card here. I wanted to put them in specific numbered spots with yours. But I kind of want to flip them in another order. So I'm going to flip card 2 first. Judgment. Card 3 is the King of Pentacles. You could be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And 2 cards came out for the card 1 spot. Knight of Swords and the King of Cups. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So already of our, 4 cards, 3 are court cards. There might be a lot of other people involved. So the basic theme, and I'll again kind of read this, in a moment for the different scenarios that I see. The basic thing is that somebody needs to have a conversation. There's an exchange here. I feel like this is because something is coming up, a deadline with the Judgment card, a big turning point, a big decision. It feels like something changed relatively quickly. And somebody needs to like have a talk with you. Yeah, I'm hearing a ringing in my left ear, super duper hard. Somebody really needs to have a talk with you. It can't wait anymore. It needs to be talked about now. For whatever reasons, we'll look into that. This is somebody who I feel has very deep emotions for you, whatever level that's at. They really like being around you. They really appreciate you. They really respect you. Some of them, they really love your emotional depth. We have a dolphin here, so there could be almost like I said, a psychic or telepathic bond. And maybe that's something they normally rely on, but this is like Knight of Swords. They're going to actually come talk to you. Because it can't wait. I'm so sorry if you can hear my stomach rumbling. She does that sometimes. She's just making sounds. She's haunted. My mom always used to say that. She's like, I've got a case of haunted stomach, and then she would just make like weird haunted stomach sounds, like blah, blah, blah. She's a real one. And so I do see that because, again, Judgment, something major has shifted, something major has changed. And the King of Pentacles, somebody's trying to do the right thing is what I feel like. So I want to start with, for those of you who are single and you're trying really hard to get over somebody, I see this in your energy, right? You're trying to entertain new ideas. Maybe you're like doing some journaling. You're trying new things. I get like, is something I'm almost getting, because like these are 2 totally different scenes, backgrounds, energies, vibes. You might be like trying new hobbies. You're trying, right? You're trying to like really learn and grow and move past some experience from somebody you're in separation with, trying to gain clarity. And this has yielded a lot of emotional growth, a lot of maturity. But it's still been a process to fully let this situation go. You will be reaching this major turning point where I feel with teaching and learning, you're having a big epiphany, a big like wake up call. There's something where you're understanding, because I'm always haunted in a good way, that on this card, I have to cover it up because YouTube's afraid of boobs and butts. Definitely some butts. That of all the people, this is the lady in the front that's just turning around to look directly at us. There's something where it's like, I feel like you've been turning this over in your mind a lot. Again, you've been like putting all the pieces together, and it's like the final piece of understanding, maybe the final like version of yourself that you have to, like, you're releasing from this past situation. You're finally confronted with that, and it allows you to kind of see that and sort of be like, oh, okay, that's, pardon my itchy eyeball. It's like, I see how I ended up in this situation, right? I see how some part of me like entertained this, and now I can let that go because that's not a part of me anymore, or I'm going to learn to meet that need in a healthier way, right? And that's really the key. Pardon me, I'm so sorry. That's really the key with growth from relationships, is understanding what they give to us and what they bring out of us, and learning how to express those parts of self or meet those needs in other and possibly healthier ways. I could talk about that till I'm blue in the face. So if y'all ever want me to make a video about that, don't tempt me, don't threaten me with a good time. But I will happily do that, is what I'm trying to say in a very, very odd way. And this not only helps you be in a much more secure place, but this I feel like also attracts in, right? Because the people we attract into our life are some mirror reflection of our energy, whether it's an aspect of light or of shadow. Because this will put you in this King of Pentacles energy of maybe feeling a lot more grounded, a lot more secure, I'm almost picking up this energy of a lot more aware of where your boundaries and limitations are when it comes to equal give and take. This is what's creating a really secure energy for you, and this is also what's attracting in a secure energy. So I want to clarify Judgment. Again, we're still talking for those of you who are single and there's like nobody that you have on the horizon. What's going on? Oh, this is a clarifier for the King of Pentacles. It's nice when they come out together. Judgment, we have the Eight of Pentacles. You've really been working hard. You've been working hard on yourself. I'm almost picking up this energy of turning pain into art, turning pain into beauty, turning, loss into the seeds of growth. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, it's time for things to finally change. The last pieces of the puzzle are kind of clicking into place so you can kind of finally come to full understanding and be able to kind of release that energy and move on. So clarifying the King of Pentacles, we have the Page of Swords. Somebody might be watching your social media. Somebody may have been asking about you. They're curious. Oh, I have something in my eyeball. I'm struggling so hard with that tonight. Sorry. They're asking questions about you. They're curious. Somebody's reaching out, in some form of digital communication. For some, this is somebody you already know, possibly from work. But this is somebody you already know, and you might just not be in super consistent communication. But they're reaching out. You might have been to the place where they work. That's very specific, but that could be a thing. And it's like all the pieces are aligning, right? They're finally reaching out. Hey, I see you. I see you all the time. Sorry, sorry about my stomach. I see you all the time, but we never really get a chance to talk. Tell me more about yourself. How are you? For some, this is somebody you've seen out and about in your community, and you might finally if you're on a dating app, you might match on a dating app, or they might start following you on social media, and that's where you kind of spark up a conversation. But that's what's, allowing this person to kind of start reaching out, asking more questions about you, putting it out there to any shared mutual connections, hey, what's Pisces all about? Oh my God, I'm so sorry, folks. My eyeball just giving me trouble. It's what's the deal with Pisces? What are they up to? What are they into? And this is where they kind of start reaching out and wanting to form more of a connection, right? So I do see that kind of starting to take place, which is nice. Also, I did not get the chance to say this before, but I'm so sorry. I want to say a happy birthday to all of my February Pisces out there. Sorry, I had a brain fart. My bad. But yeah, happy birthday, love bugs. Okay, so for those of you where there is a relationship that is coming to a close, I feel again, this is a very strong energy where somebody needs to talk to you very quickly because something major has changed. Again, the King of Pentacles feels like I'm trying to do the right thing. What is this Judgment energy? What is this turning point? It's not that card. What is this Judgment energy in that situation? The Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so for some, this really is a job where it's I have to go. This is whatever this is, this might be a huge, boon to their stability, but it also feels like there's something where they could really feel like they need to kind of, be on their own for a little bit. But this more feels like this is something where it's I've been working really, really hard for this. This is kind of I'm getting the crowning glory, the crowning achievement. But I do feel it'll take them away from you in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, the Seven of Swords reversed. They don't want to this might be something coming up, but they don't in the spring, but they don't want to lie to you. They don't want to hide it. I feel they're going to be very forthcoming about this. Yeah, because what's poking its little head out is the Nine of Cups. I was I think I see that card. So this is something, Nine of Pentacles energy, Nine of Cups. This is something that's a hugely important thing to them. They've been working so hard on that. It means a lot to them. What is this King of Pentacles? The Six of Wands. This is, like I said, crowning achievement, right? Where it's I've been working so hard to get this promotion. I've been working so hard to get this job. I've been working so hard to get to this point of notoriety and recognition. So they might be taking on a new position or going with a new company, and their responsibilities are going to increase. And it feels again, they're trying to do the right thing. They're trying to they know whatever this next thing is, it's either physically going to take them away, they will be moving, or that or that it's going to require so much of their time and energy that they know they're not going to be able to have the bandwidth to give you what you need, and they want to be really, really honest about that. And it's I feel again, if that's the case, they're going to want to let you down gently. They're going to want to respect the relationship enough to honor it lovingly. So this could be where they might be leaving in 6 weeks. It kind of feels they could be, for some it's 9 days. after like they talk to you. It's like it's happening like now. That's why there's that Knight of Swords energy of like something changed quickly. But you know, Judgment, Nine of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Six of Wands, this is a big deal in their life. This is something that they either have been actively working toward or is a huge part of their soul's plan. The Judgment is a wake-up call. That's a turning point moment in your life. That's a, you know, there is a before and there is an after. And I think they feel this even if they can't fully articulate it. They know how important it is. It's like, I've got to go do this. It's a calling in your soul. And if you've ever had those moments, you know, it's like, I can't not do this. I have to go. And so this person, you know, you might get some time. And then, like I said, for some it's 9 days, for some it's 6 weeks, where they don't have to leave quite yet. They want to make the most of that time if you want to. I feel like they'll respect it if you don't, though, of course. Yeah, the World, exactly. There could be travel. This is like they're leveling up in a major way, right? This is the next cycle, and this is always Saturn energy, so they've worked so hard for this. Yeah, and the Seven of Swords reversed. They're just going to be really honest with you about this. They're going to be really honest about the fact that, like, look, you know, I feel like this should come to an end. We should leave this where it is, because I just don't think it will be fair to you otherwise. And again, for some, they're moving. And so instead, it kind of feels like, you know, like, let's say they're relocating for a job. It kind of feels like, you know, between being being away from each other, like being long distance and a new demanding job, I'm not going to have the time to be able to like really give you what you need. I'm not going to have time to be able to like even do a long distance thing. So there's something where it feels like they're kind of like seeing how it all fits together, and they're wanting to really respect the relationship by not making promises. Like, I'm hearing like half-assed promises to you that they can't keep. So I do see that there's going to be that kind of a conversation, and it's going to be, and this again feels like they're going to make sure that you know how much, with the King of Cups, how much they you know, love or appreciate you, how much you've meant to them. It feels like they still want to be connected to you if you're open to that. Like, they don't want to just like, you know, all of a sudden not know each other anymore. This feels like the kind of person who would want to be friends with you for a very long time. They also might say something like, you know, maybe like, I'm not picking up a huge energy of like, maybe in the future we could work it out. But that's kind of the vibes it's giving off a little bit, because this is a soulmate. And you know, these are two really great stand-up people, right? Really good energy for partners. Something else they could be sharing with Judgment is this might be an opportunity they've passed up on before, maybe for a different, you know, a previous relationship, or for whatever reasons they just didn't go for it, and they're like, I can't do that this time. King of Pentacles, I can't give up on myself. Excuse my burp. So I do see that. So for those of you where this is a connection that you're committed in, and you have to spend some time apart, this person feels bad. This person's like, I'm so sorry. Like, and they might not be here for Valentine's Day. They're like, I'm really, really sorry. And they're going to want to like give you all the loving before they go. So like, let's say if they're, you know, on a long business trip, or they have to go visit family, is another thing that could be coming up. Whatever this is, there's a big reason why they have to go. For some, like I said, it's the ending of like, you know, it's I gotta go speak at a conference, and then I'm done with this, you know, this job, or like, you know, I'm done with this part of my career, or something like that. What is Judgment in this situation? The Three of Wands. Okay. Whatever this is feels like the reason why they are, sorry, I'm not gonna lie, I've been eating popcorn. So I had a little bit of popcorn shell, just sticking into my shank and my gums here. Anyway, now that I gotten that taken care of. So there is travel that's indicated, first of all, and there's a sense here of like, whatever this is, it's kind of a stepping stone to the future. Either they're wrapping something up and then they can get to the next phase. You know, they might be doing something with the idea in mind that it's going to be building toward the future. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, I have to be on the road for work for a couple weeks, but if I do this, you know, I'm really putting myself out in front for this promotion. Or, you know, there could be something with like straightening out an issue with a family member again. And it's like, you know, I need to go fix this, but like, you know, while I'm there, I don't know, maybe they'll be like scoping out, I don't know, this could be like a step of commitment. So like maybe they're like talking to their family about, if you haven't met them, about meeting them. They're going to want, you know, them to know about you. There's something where there could be a family home and it's like, okay, I'm going to go home and take care of a family member for a few weeks. But then I'll also start looking into this a little bit more. There's something where this is a stepping stone to a new and brighter future. And I feel like they're going to be like, when I get back, like, it kind of is like, we'll pick up where we left off, but it feels like this is an expansive energy. What is this 3 of Wands? The 4 of Wands, like I was saying, right? You know, for some of them, what they're, I'm going to tell on them. You ready? If you guys are like in a good place and they're just leaving for a little bit, for some, they might be going home to deal with a family matter. And what they're going to be doing is they're going to be looking for a house to buy, or they're going to be getting a family ring. I'm picking that up very heavily because their plan is to pop the question for those of you who are in that place. So they might not be telling you that, but that, you know, they're planning for the future with the 3 of Wands. And then we go right into the 4 of Wands. There's progression. And it kind of feels like I got to go do this. But, you know, it's like with the idea of like, this will also be leading me to the next step. So like I said, there could be a home, a living situation. For some, they moved here and they're trying to sell a home elsewhere. And so they might be selling the house. So they have to, you know, they might have to fly back to sign paperwork or whatever else needs to get done. And then it's like, okay, but then after that, I'm here and I'm here for good. Or then after that, we can go, you know, house hunting together. Like we can move in together. Like there's something like that. It feels very nice, right? Doing this is going to put them not only in a secure place, but whatever it is that they need to go do, it feels like it will give them something to offer you. They might be telling you what it is, they might be hinting, but this is going to give them the opportunity to offer you something. And it's going to give them the opportunity, I feel like, to show up in a you know, a caring, responsible capacity. So if they're going home to kind of like, you know, help out a family member, right? They feel like that's the honorable thing to do. That's the kind of person they want to show up as. Yeah, the 10 of Swords is reversed at the bottom. Something may have happened. There could have been like some type of, again, like family member got injured or sick, or there could have even been like a passing, something very difficult. You know, we have the word deadline here as well. So there could be like a financial or legal arrangement. It's like, yeah, I got to go deal with this. But, you know, when I get back, it will be all squared away. And again, I feel like when some of these people, when some of your people in that situation are not going to be telling you is that they have other plans. 3 of Wands, 4 of Wands, they have other plans of like, how to utilize this energy or what to do after this situation is resolved to be able to take the next step with you. So for some, they might be like dealing with custody issues. They could be like signing off on like divorce paperwork, and then they're like, cool, I'm in a good place, I'm free and clear, I've got this situated, I've got a handle on it. So that's nice. Now for those of you where this is the last of our scenarios, for those of you where you've been in separation with somebody and it's been very, very challenging, I do feel like this person is going to come in and they're finally going to communicate. Sometimes you see how they're facing different directions. Their head and their heart have been at odds and they've been fighting with themselves. And with Judgment, something has happened that has, I feel like it's not one has won over the other, but they finally found a way to harmonize those two. They might have Gemini placements as well, but to harmonize those two seemingly oppositional sides of themselves. There might be something where it's like, you know, the best choice, the most correct answer, the most practical thing is to go this way. And they're like, but I love Pisces. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, and this is where they've been going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, driving everyone nuts. And with that, it's safe to love, right? They're going to come in to talk to you because they want to reestablish trust. They want to, excuse me, they want them to be somebody that's dependable in your eyes. They may have lost that and they would like to redeem themselves with Judgment. So what is this turning point moment with Judgment for them? Like what finally changed things? Because I feel if this is your story, you've been waiting on this person for a while. What finally did it? The Knight of Cups is at the bottom. You know, I think it's interesting we have the Knight of Swords and the King of Cups, because while there is a battle between the head and the heart, one of those is a king and the other is not. So, you know, I do feel like there's a harmonizing, but I also feel like it's caused them to mature, right? With that Knight of Cups at the bottom. In the past, it may have been, you know, 2 knights duking it out, really, right? Because if I pulled, you know, this, this would be like the placement, right? They're like head on. But I think that not only have they found a way to harmonize, but this harmonizing has led to greater maturity, greater evolution. And what has kind of guided this process is the fact that they undeniably love you. It's not worth running from anymore. They can't. The 10 of Cups, they're coming. They're coming to get you. The world, that's what I mean. They've grown up, they've graduated, they've ascended to the next level. They're not fighting their idea of happiness anymore. They've realized, like, this is where I want to be. This is what I want. So maybe there's an aspect of the relationship that was seemingly not very practical, or because the Knight of Swords, you know, is a little bit like overly caught up in logic. The Knight of Swords also always thinks he's right. And what the Knight of Swords doesn't really know yet is, like, sometimes having the most correct answer is not the best course of action, right? The King of Swords knows that, which is why the King of Swords is a little more diplomatic and can look at everything, because sometimes it's not about this is the most right answer, right? Like, this is the best answer intellectually. It's about being able to, like, recognize, like, hey, if there are people involved, you have to deal with the fact that people are not just logical beings. They're also emotional beings. They're spiritual beings, and you need to be able to make decisions with an entire integrated person in mind, including yourself. And it feels like that's something this person needed to work on. They were trying to, some part of them was like, well, this is the right answer. This is the way to do things. I know what I'm talking about is kind of the vibe, even if they didn't say that out loud. And so there's a sense here where they've graduated and they've really understood that, like, instead of like battling out head and heart, at the end of the day, it's like, it doesn't matter if this is the right way, right? The most correct way. If you're still stuck on somebody and you're still coming back in your heart to them at the end of the day, they may have, like, I feel like a lot has happened in separation they need to tell you about. It's like, if you still feel it after all this time, after everything we've been through, you know, together and apart, what's more true than that? That person still lives with you every day, right? And how you feel about them. And I think that they've really, like, grown and evolved as a person. So I want to clarify this King of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles, there we go. They want to work with you. They would like to, they see you as having the same goals or values now, and I think they didn't see that before. I'm seeing two trees growing together, so maybe you've kind of, like, you know, grown a little bit more in their direction. They've grown a little more in your direction. They might be more willing to compromise now than they were before. But the reason why, you know, this is a spiritual partnership that has a note of longevity, because you're being brought together by something bigger than yourselves, bigger than your ego, bigger than just the moment. Excuse my burp. And this is what ties these people together. They have the shared mission. They have a venture that they are going on. They have shared values and shared goals. So your value, your primary relationship value with this person before may have been, I love you, I want to build something with you. Like, I love you, I want to make this work at all costs. It's like the opposite of the Five of Swords. I want to make this work at all costs. And theirs may have been, you know, different. Maybe they were really focused on, like, material stability, especially clarifying the King of Pentacles. They may have been really focused on, you know, what is this Knight of Swords for them in particular? Because they had some thought process that was like, no, this is the right way to do things, and that they had to let go of that. It was very based in ego, but they had to let that go. We have the Page of Wands and the Five of Swords. This is what it is. They, you know, I was just, because this is like energy of, like, people who will do anything, right? They'll win at all costs, even if it, like, destroys their relationships. And I just said that, you know, there's an energy I think you were in, which was like, you know, I'm going to prioritize this relationship. I'm going to love at all costs, right? Like, a relationship that you see, if you see somebody as 10 of Cups potential, you do whatever it takes to make that work. That may have been the difference, is that they might not be used to that. In the past, they may have been expecting you to just, like, they may have been expecting that when differences of opinion, approach, or conflict arise, you're going to, like, draw first blood, right? And that might be why they kind of were, like, hyper, I don't know why, like, I'm seeing, like, that might be why they were hyper analyzing any differences between the two of you, because it's like, okay, no, well, like, Pisces, you know, Pisces believes this, or, like, Pisces wants this, and, you know, I think that we should try this instead. But if we fight about it, things will be said, blood will be shed, right? You know, like it will be spilt and we won't be able to take it back, and that will be the end of it. So instead of just like, you know, instead of even getting into it, we should just like call it. We don't have enough in common to make this work. That's kind of the vibe here, because they were very emotionally invested, and it's only more so now. This could be a difference about where you want to live. I do see that as well. But that's what's changed. This person's like, no, we can figure it out, right? Like, I don't know, I'm getting this energy with a person on the ladder. It's almost like if you had to like paint up here and they were like, you know, well, you're not getting on my shoulders, and like, I'm sure you don't want me on your shoulders, so we're never going to be able to paint up there, so there's no even point in trying. This person might like catastrophize or like blow things out of proportion and not even talk to you about it. It's kind of like the energy. It's like, okay, they're now seeing like, maybe there's another way. There's a ladder. There's another way to do things. It doesn't have to be you step on me or I step on you. We can work together. And it's like, I don't know. I want to clarify this Three of Pentacles. This person's funny. Yeah, exactly. The Nine of Swords. This person was really, really afraid of with the Five of Swords, a very bitter, painful ending. And I think that that's what's getting resolved now, is that their fear is dissipating. Doesn't mean they're not afraid at all, but I think that they've had a recognition that that might be a flawed cognition, right? Just because it's a thought that they have doesn't mean it's going to happen. Again, that Knight of Swords, they may have had this perception of how they thought things were going to play out, and in their mind, that's what was going to happen. So they built their strategy around that. Nine of Pentacles, this person may have been healing their self-worth issues. This person may have also had a lot of like self-worth issues around financial stuff. So they may have been working really hard on their finances in separation, but I also feel like they've been working really hard about not over-identifying with their financial well-being. Because it may be like, well, I'm not, you know, I don't have this much money. I don't have like a house. I'm not at this place in my career. So like, that's going to be a huge problem. And Pisces is going to like turn me down. So before it even gets to that, like, we're just going to call it. There's something kind of like that. The Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Okay. I feel like this person's ready to like launch into a new cycle with you. This person's going to have a lot to talk about. This person may have kind of been like a little bit on the move before, especially with like money making related things. A little bit on the move. There may have been an issue about travel, or again, location, maybe where you guys live. And that may have been what was giving them anxiety. And they might not have had a lot of relationship experience as well. So they have these really deep feelings, and they're capable of these deep feelings, but it's kind of like, I don't know what to do. And they kind of may have just sort of like panicked and not really known how to handle things. So this person's done a lot of thinking in, I almost said therapy. So for some of them, they were seeking out counseling or some other kind of help. But this person's done a lot of reflection and a lot of growth in the time of separation. And they're going to come back and they're going to want to talk to you about like, look, at the end of the day, who else could it be but you? You know? So I know this is a long one, but I wanted to cover all the scenarios. I think this is everything I've got for you for right now, my dear. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope I get the chance to read for you soon. Have a safe, happy, healthy month ahead, okay? All right, take care. Bye.